So we have removed almost 40 screws, and here is the sound bar, the Q990F, to be opened. First time for it's easier than last year. Last year was more difficult to open the sound bar, but this year Samsung has improved a lot. Everything, the subwoofer, the surround channel, everything opens easily. So Samsung made our life easier this year. So here we see it. Very long, guys, huh? Driver, it's the same as we found on the surround channel. These are the racetrack ones. This with the square magnet here, magnets, are the racetrack drivers. Nice heat sink here for the electronics. Everything looks marvelous. So let's start examining the sound bar. One driver here, one here. This very lovely corner, let's say, of the Samsung sound bar, a Q990. Firing up driver. When you close the sound bar with this, you see the honeycomb here that increase the stiffness of the cabinet. When you close the sound bar, you put this part, here. This becomes a speaker, so it's totally closed speaker. So guys, this is the main motherboard, let's say, of the sound bar. Here we see the USB, which is for service. Some filters here. Processor there with the memory surround. Another processor, I think it's the same as last year, but the brand is the same. I don't know the type if it is the same. Another processor here, and the HDMIs, the 3 HDMIs. So this is the whole thing, the whole machine, let's say, engine of this sound bar. And then it's the power supply. Underneath this engine is a heatsink here. Probably underneath this black plate are the chips for the amplifiers, Class D amplifiers. Probably here are all the channels. This is another module for the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, Another here. So this has a lot of wireless connectivity. Okay, the power supply, I think it's better than last year. So guys, here we can see the channels. This is the board. One side has the filters of the Class D amplifiers, and the other side is the chips. Here are the filters, the output, let's say. So as I said, this is the Class D amplification. I can measure probably it's 1 channel, 2 channels, 3 channels, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a lot. From the other side, you see this black plate here. This is heatsink, again, for the chips, the module for the power, the amplification. So we have a heatsink here. This blue material, it's a modern silicon, let's say, modern heat cooling material that is using. So this sound bar has a lot of treatment in terms of temperatures, because there are a lot of channels, big power. So if they play, this sound bar plays for hours in maximum volume, has to provide the efficiency and the resilience, to support the needs of the user. So underneath this heatsink here, as you can see, there are the chips. These ones are the same as the ones that are on the surround channels, but here with more power. And here we see the outputs for the speakers. This cable goes to front left, this goes to the center, this goes for the right speakers, and this goes for the Dolby Atmos speakers. So, and there are other outputs here for speakers that I have removed, says S there. So guys, this is the power unit of the soundbar, and the other board that is here is for the decoding and the digital management, the processing. You know, it's the CPU, but this one is the power. So the length of the soundbar, it's almost 122, 23 millimeters, the length of the soundbar, 123. So let's check the drivers now. We have one oval, two racetrack oval, I mean, three in the center, underneath these cables, three drivers, four drivers, five drivers, six. In total there are six racetrack drivers that are facing in front. Then we have this one, which is like mid-range, like tweeter, one, two in the center, three on the other side. So we have three of these. Dolby Atmos, we have two like this, and two drivers on the sides. In total, on the sides. In total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 drivers. The soundbar has 15 drivers. Two drivers, a subwoofer, 17, and 3 and 3 and 6. Make the maths, guys. 17 plus 6, 23 drivers in total. Last year we have 22 drivers because we have two woofers, so we have a plus one driver this year. Every time Samsung designs better this soundbar, makes it less complicated. Simplicity is the way. Look here, the cables are going to the driver. Look, the beauty of the cables. Exactly the same here. So there are some details that you cannot find anywhere else. So for the Wi-Fi we have one board here, another board here, a third one here, and there is one more here. Probably this is the display, I'm not sure. Probably this is the display, you know, this small display the Samsung soundbar has behind the grill here, which, by the way, the grill is metallic and the other sides are plastic. Look here, the racetrack driver, the magnet, the spider, the voice coil down there. Decent drivers, very nice. Samsung provides very effective solution every year in this kind of lineup. The soundbar has two boards. The one here is the processing and all the management, signal management, the decoding, and underneath we have the amplifiers for all these speakers and drivers. This one probably is the main processor, is doing the decoding, and here is for the HDMI because this one can accept 4K 120 Hz. Okay, let's cover back the soundbar, nothing else to see. So for the mains, you can use a regular cable because you see, you cannot bend it. So you have to use the one that it comes with the soundbar. See how heavy are the magnets inside of the soundbar, the magnets of the drivers, how strong are. I put some keys there, Allen keys, and they are attracted by the magnetic field. I put everything back together and here is the soundbar. Assemble it now, not disassemble it. The screen is somewhere here. You see, it says TV, volume up and down. It's behind the grill here. Few characters. We see the gray finish on top. It's beautiful. Here is the whole system with the 23 drivers. We examined each and every one, so we know what is inside. Now we have to download the SmartThings app and see what's going on here. So I connected to the soundbar by using the SmartThings app. We have sound mode, standard, surround, game, adaptive sound plus, Space Fit Pro, always checks and calibrates the sound of the room, equalizer, bass and treble, woofer, surround setup speaker, left and right, private rear sound. This is a new feature that you can listen a different sound on the back speakers, or private rear sound if you like to play different content on the back channels and different in the front, and sound grouping, so you can do it like a party, channel level, active voice amplifier pro, yes or no, no, audio sync in milliseconds, Bixby, voice guide, and all of this, and the volume control. First of all, the subwoofer is extremely better than the previous one. This is a real subwoofer. The previous one had a driver, a simple driver, nothing special. This one is derived out of home cinema subwoofers with strong drivers, two of them, closed box, very strong, very thick surround here for the cone to move in a big way, you know, goes in and out, has a long paths. So this makes this subwoofer much better than the previous one. Just for the bass, just for this subwoofer, this soundbar, it's better than the previous year's ones. If we select the private rear sound, we'll listen just from this speaker now. The front main soundbar has stopped to perform. Let's switch it off. You listen, the subwoofer and the soundbar now working. It's perfect for 65 inch, exactly as the length of the TV, but this soundbar can support 75, 85, it's a big one, it's a huge, massive soundbar. So in terms of performance, surround performance, the soundbar is extremely good. This is a new system like Dolby Atmos that Samsung and Google they like to bring in the market. It's Eclipse Audio, surround sound. Of course, we have all these settings, voice enhancement, bass enhancement, night mode, virtual and moderate bass. Let's start recording a very famous song. So guys, I think that's all. You saw everything about this new soundbar. Performs extremely good. Has a lot of features this year, better subwoofer, better wireless features, a lot of functions for the rear speakers. It's very well implemented, very mature compared to the last year. Samsung did a good job. Thanks for watching, guys.